Money on my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Raid and Arrow. We are back at it again with another episode of the Robinhood Portfolio Update, this time for the week of July 13th of 2025. Got a lot going on in the personal life. We're going to jump right into it, but before we do that, I want to make sure that we have hit the like button on the way in. If you've been here more than twice, you're digging the content, you're feeling what we're doing over here, go ahead and touch that subscribe button and click it. Free show of support. Also, make sure you hear my content as soon as it drops. I premiere these first thing in the morning. Sometimes I'm up for them, sometimes I'm not. These are pre-recorded. I'm recording this July the 17th in the evening. So these don't catch the Friday dividend, but I want to have it premiering on Bag Fortification Friday, which is what we call it over here in the Wolfpack, so that you're reminded to make good financial decisions. On top of that, for my Wolfpackians, definitely share the content with those around you. For those of you who are doing it, much appreciated. For those of you who tap in to have a little bag talk during the day, appreciate that too. Definitely helps me get through my day, feel more productive, keeps me locked in as I am, as hopefully as locked in as I'm keeping some of you. Those conversations, you guys reaching out in the comments, keep me locked in because, you know, what you're focused on improves. And I like to be focused on money because I personally believe that if you fix the money, you fix everything else. And if the systems that we find ourselves in are not willing to fix the money, then we have to fix our financial situation ourselves first. Put your air mask on first. Then we can start helping others. That doesn't mean that the people that are on the same path, you guys can't talk shop and share opinions and strategy and whatever. But for the people who just want to be indoctrinated in that consumer lifestyle, it's not worth your time to argue. You got more things to worry about, like putting up some numbers on the scoreboard, getting some results so that they listen to you. Being able to navigate through situations that would be catastrophic for others. That's what the focus needs to be. We got to fix our situation, then we fix those closest to us, then we work our way out. As a, content creator, I'm not really good at this, but one of the things I've noticed is within my own realm of people who have access to me, I only have a couple of people who actually like tap in with me to talk about stuff. And I appreciate those people, but as I'm documenting my journey, I like talking shop with anybody. I love talking about money. So we kind of, you'll have people that definitely will tap in more when you're going through the tougher times than when stuff is good. But it's important for them to see how you're navigating through those tough times where it's like, we stay focused on the goal. So let's go ahead and jump into the episode. First and foremost, we're going to pull up to the stage, make me a micro machine down here in the corner. We got the Robinhood portfolio. The reason we show this portfolio is because there are very few people that are as transparent as your boy. Meaning, I show the portfolio. So the first thing we do is we go through the portfolio. We're currently sitting at a balance of $5,545.92. We did a lot of consolidating, so let's go through the positions that are left. We have LFGY with 23.91 shares, QDTE with 16 shares. We have 4 shares of Hood. Obviously, we buy one of those every month that we are in position. We have MSII at 2 shares, and Ulti we now have at 500.8 shares. And then last but not least, we got a new entrance, Hooy, Hooy. We're switching up the strategy with this portfolio. So first thing. And it's not that I originally wanted this to just be a weekly where it's just spilling money in weekly. And I'm impatient. That's the first thing. So we got rid of our leverage plays because in order for me to stack it with weeklies and have it be generating any kind of money, you have to start getting into leverage stuff. And I really wasn't feeling it. I didn't like it. I don't like managing it. I don't like having to worry about it unless I don't have to worry about it. Now, what we're doing is we are, and the strategy moving forward is going to be as such. What we're doing with this portfolio moving forward is everything is it's going to be a two-party system, kind of like the American political system. Two-party meaning I will have one weekly that is tied to a monthly. And what we will do is we will cycle those, which means that the weekly will buy the monthly position. Now, what I would do if I'm doing this as a fresh portfolio, which actually might be happening, and we're gonna talk about. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and jump into it while we got the screen up. So I might have to liquidate this portfolio. Reason being, this is a old school thing that I've always done. There's two things that I do that keep me from having anxiety, because the only anxiety that I legitimately have is vehicular anxiety. If the check engine light comes on, it gives me anxiety. If the car breaks down, it gives me anxiety. Part and parcel with that is I also drive cars until they die. I don't like buying cars. Like, I'm not the person who likes to flex cars. I've never been that person. I need a decent audio system and I need it to get me from point A to point B. And I need to, well, at this juncture, I need Bluetooth connectivity because I want to listen to my audiobooks and podcast in the interim. I went through a situation this week where I was on the highway and something hit my moonroof and my Lexus. So I have a Lexus hybrid. I love that car. It's probably one of the best cars I've ever purchased. Super reliable, but it's also the first car that I've had a head gasket blow on, and I paid for that. It was $5,000, and mind you, the car's worth probably $3,000 because I didn't want to trade it in then because I didn't have my income portfolios or any of my stuff where it needed to be then, and it would have caused me to like start over from scratch to get a car then. Fast forward to this week. I had a couple of maintenance things I needed to get done. I was getting ready to get the brakes done, which were going to cost about $1,000, but I was going to eat that because I was going to drive the car for another 2 years. Well, actually, I was going to drive the car for at least another year because going into next year with the primary portfolio, not this portfolio, once that gets to where it needs to be, I'm buy whatever I want because I'm going to have a bunch of extra money. And I'm on the way to work and something hits, like I didn't have the sunroof open where it like sucks itself into the car. It was like arched up to where like it has like an exhaust breeze thing. I'm rolling into work, got my podcast on, listening, zipping down the highway. And my moonroof, something hit it and it exploded into the car. Now, as you can see, I am fine. Apparently, I have a very hard face because glass shot everywhere. I did not get into a wreck. I did not get injured. I've got a lot of grace, I guess, is what you would say, going for me in that respect. But I got to get a new car now because I thought I was just going to be replacing the moonroof, which was going to be $500. Not that big a deal. Turns out the moonroof's broken. The assembly has come apart on one side, and I don't have the time, and it keeps raining. This is the other thing that's going on, folks. So there's multiple pieces here that have led to the anxiety. So the car still runs fine. It looks janky, which I don't like. But I'm looking up the moonroof assembly stuff while I'm waiting for this shop that's not the dealership to call me back. And the assembly is like $1,000 online for me to like go get it myself. Plus the glass. The assembly without the glass is $1,000 for this car. And I'm like, for a car that's like worth maybe $3,000 at this point, that as reliable as it is, as great as it is for road trips, as much as I love this car, I can't sink Because I'm assuming if I go to the dealership, it's going to be like another $5,000. I can't put another $5,000 in this car. That'd be like $10,000 for a $3,000 car. I'm like, nah. So me being the way that I am, when I get anxiety, I go into fix it mode. I don't panic. I don't break down. I don't cry. I think about it. I think about crying sometimes when I get into my automotive vehicular mania. And then this cold comes over and I start game planning. So I've got like 3-4 cars that I got picked out that are all newer than my car and will be amicable to drive for at least 2 years. Now, if I get the car and I love it and it runs the way that it needs to, whatever vehicle I decide on, I'll probably be keeping it for a lot longer and it's just going to put off me buying a car. Also fine with that. But I'm taking it into the dealership first thing in the morning. I'm calling my guy over there in the auto shop, and I've already got a car that's picked out that's at that dealership that I'm going to look at. And then if that doesn't work out, we'll drive across the street to CarMax. There's a bunch of car dealerships over there, so like I'll find something. But I'm gonna have to work out a deal going into next week. So I'm looking at the available cash, and I gave myself one rule. I am not touching that income portfolio. We're almost at $50,000 in that income portfolio. I am not setting myself back on that portfolio. We are paying off the debt with that portfolio. So help me God. I'm not touching that. Now, I do have a few other locations of funds that I can touch. This being one of them. And I'm like, hey, this is sitting at what? We're looking at $5,540.11. I can use that. I also have margin in here that I can draw on. I also have margin in my income portfolio that I can draw on too. I just have to figure out like what we're going to do with that. Like if I can just go buy the car and have it sit in the margin for a little bit, I might sacrifice the first payment in August of Misty. But like I've got a couple of pools now. Cash App just upgraded me to $1,000. I got $1,000 sitting over there that I got access to. I got $5,000 here. I got $40,000 or so. Well, no, I think it's like 30. That's like about $30,000 in my brokerage over at Charles Schwab that I have access to. Like I can just go like I don't know that I want to have a car payment, or if I do, it's going to be like I want the car payment to be like $150 that will get paid out of that income portfolio. Like I am not paying a car payment. I haven't paid a car payment in years, and this is the reason I drive cars to death. Because I don't like car payments. Like that's money that can be going into the market. Now at $150, like now that I'm older and I got a lot more control and a lot more liquid capital that I have access to, I'm like, I'm not willing to sit here and pay a car payment. I'm not really looking at doing that. Definitely not looking at doing it with my money. Like it's got to come out of an account. So we're going to have to come up with a lump sum of money, but that's not going to change the strategy. You guys just might get to see me remake this portfolio, which is actually going to hurt a part of my soul. Because I'm realizing now I also don't like spending money. And it's not that I don't like spending money. Like I'll get stuff that I need. I'm fine going and getting cars repaired as needed, doing vehicular maintenance, which is why my cars last so long. Most of my cars I keep until about 200 to 300,000 miles. Yes, I put those kinds of miles on my cars. And I've had all kinds of cars. I had a Chevy Cruze I put 200,000 miles on. For those of you that say Chevys suck, I had a Chrysler 300, the base model, the sucky one with that like 2.3 liter 6-cylinder in it. I put 200,000 miles on that car. And that car, I don't even remember why. When I trade. I remember when I traded that car in. The only reason I traded that car in was because I leased it to someone and it was just disgusting when I got it back. So I traded it in. Also, I was getting ready to move here and I traded that in for the Chevy Cruze. I had that. I put 200,000 miles on. I I had a Nissan Sentra that I put the SER Spec V, the quickest one that they made. I had one of those that I bought as a year-end model. I put about almost 200,000 miles on that. I got to 180, and then that one actually broke down. It didn't make it to 200,000. But I will also say that with that car, I did not do proper maintenance, so that's partially my fault. And then I've got my Lexus that I've got here, and I'm almost at 180. And that car will probably run to 250 easy because I've already had the head gasket blown and replaced it. And it still gets over 40 miles a gallon. It's great. That's the thing that I'm going to miss most is I probably won't be getting the same gas mileage because I will not be driving something that slow ever again in my life, probably, most likely. Unless they cut me a really good deal on another hybrid. But that car is pathetically slow. It's a great car. It just ain't fast. It ain't even quick. And so that's where we're sitting. I'm looking at this and I'm really proud of what I've been able to do, and I know I can replicate it, and I have a much better strategy now that I've done this for the time that we've built out this portfolio. So you guys will get to see me do it again. With probably much less windfall. I will have a little bit of a stipend that I will be using to repay this because I'm counting it as a loan to myself if I take it out. So I will be pulling a little bit off my income portfolio. That'll be on my bare minimum maintenance that I'm kicking a little bit of extra money over here as we build this out. But the strategy that I'm going to use moving forward is you front load all incoming income into your weekly position. So if we spin this back up, position 1 is going to be Ulti because I have this solidified. This is the way that I want to do this. I will buy Ulti. All incoming income will be to buy Ulti. And once I get Ulti up high enough, if Hui allows for partial investment, whatever dividends I get from Ulti will spill over into Hui. And then as I get paid, all the money that comes in, and we'll probably start off tapping the margin, and we're going to tap it. If we don't tap it, to buy the vehicle, because I have access to, well, actually, if I liquidate the account, I'm not going to have any margin to tap. So it doesn't even matter because you have to have X amount in here to even have margin. So we'll probably be pulling exactly what this is out, and then we'll be starting from dead scratch. Like we won't even be at margin metrics. So we'll get a redo over here. Should I buy this car? Because if I do, we're getting that payment down to $100-$150. Like I'm not playing about that. Like I don't pay car payments. Like it used to be, I was willing to pay $250. This Lexus, that's the last time I'm doing that. I don't even like having that much responsibility because then it's an additional thing. Like then I got to put that $150 into my deal for like my minimum expenses. So now that drives all my minimum expenses up. I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's not, I don't like it in the sense of having a bulk of my money. Now, having some because I don't want to liquidate beyond or up into my Misty shares. I got 2,000 shares of Misty. I'm not cracking that egg. I'm not doing it. And I would probably feel the same way if I was at 1,000 shares of Ulti. Like I would probably be more likely to finance at a higher payment and just use Ulti to pay it, to be honest, if I was already at 1,000. But the range that it's in, I'm fine buying it. It's just, there's the opportunity cost, but also there's an opportunity cost and sanity cost for me having to worry about rain getting in my sunroof or a raccoon or a squirrel or a cat or anything. Actually, a cat or a raccoon would be fine because I would try to keep them, but I don't want anything in my car. I don't like the situation that it's in. It like looks ugly. And my car is not anything to look at. It's nothing special. It's a Lexus CT200H. Look those up. I like it. I think it's cool, but like it's not a car to look at. But like the thing is, a damaged car, I'm self-conscious about it. Like it's my car. Like I don't do that. So we'll likely be making a pivot on the vehicle, which we were looking at getting something a little bit more flexy, and we're going to go get something a little bit newer or whatever. And I really kind of, over this week of having to put a tarp on my car, have been really dialing in on that. And I'm like, do I need that? Like, the only thing that was going to be cool was, like, I was looking at some EVs that were really fast. Like, that was honestly, at this juncture, I just need a car that goes faster. Like, to be honest, like, that's where I'm at with this. Like, I just need a car that goes faster. And, like, if I can get a car that goes faster, I'm going to do that. So, and honestly, I need a car that goes fast, that goes faster than my current car, which is most cars. And, I want the premium audio, and it's either got to be really fun to drive or comfortable. Those are, and I little bit of both, like a happy medium. Like, I'm here for it. But I am not one of those, I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I can't dump any more money into this car. Like, I just can't do it. It's just not where I'm at, not where I want to be. I don't like it. And yeah, so we're going to be looking at our options. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get bad news on Friday at some point in the morning. And we're going to already be prepared for that. I'm going to have a secondary option. I mean, while they're taking a look at it, I'm probably going to be looking at the car that's at the dealership that I might buy. And I've got like 3 other cars that I'm going to be checking on. So, and I live by a bunch of dealerships, so it's going to happen. But with the tying the weekly to the monthlies just have better pay. Like, I don't, when weeklies came out, the first thing I said was, like, people are just so impatient that they'll sacrifice yield. And that's kind of what it is. Ulti has good yield for now, but like, it's not no Hui, it's not no Platey. I mean, it's up there with Misty for the last couple, but like, now that Bitcoin's moving, MicroStrategy's moving again, it's not going to keep up with Misty. Like, it's just, I do like the stability of Ulti though. So that's going to be position 1. I'm going with Hui because I am a holder of Robinhood stock. And I'm trying to keep my stuff in positions that I'm in. So, and it's paying really well. Like, little yield chase, but it's a yield chase on something that I hold. So I'm like, yeah, I'll get that yield too, because I'm holding the hood stock. I'm watching it go up, which I'll actually probably sell everything but those shares. I'm not selling my Robinhood shares either. Platform shares are off limits for liquidations. That's all I'm saying. So the Robinhood shares will stay, and that'll be the only thing in here. And then we'll rebuild it from scratch with Ulti, and then we'll be spilling the Ulti into Hui. And then I'm going to probably go, my next one's going to be MSII, which is a little bit leveraged, but we're in a bull run and I'm long MicroStrategy, into IMST for this portfolio, because I don't have a big holding of IMST. And what I'll do is I'll bum rush the 10 shares of the monthly. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is bum rush at least 100 shares. In Ulti's position, I'm going to go ahead and rush myself to 500, back up to 500 shares. And then I will spill into Hui, and then we'll do that until I'm going to have to figure out what metric I'm going to pull off. I think it's going to be 100 a month from each. We'll scale it up to where it's spitting off 100 a month out of each, or 100 a week. So 400 a month out of each. That's my metric for this strategy. It's 400 a month, because I want my weekly to give me 100 a week, because then I've got 100 to go into the monthly, and then I want the monthly to be spitting out 400. So that means each position, each one of these combinations spits out $800 a month, which is cool. So like, if I have 3 of them, which that's the goal, you should have, what's that? Good God. It's the end of the day. I'm using my calculator. I'm not good at this. 3 times 3 times 8. It's 2,400. 2,400 a month. Jeez, I need Christmas, which should put us in the ballpark. My gosh, man. Hold on. I'm gonna do the math on this so that because I think that puts us in the ballpark of what our overarching goal is. Hold on. So 100 times 3. Yeah, 2,400 times 12. That puts us, honestly, that actually puts us 2,000 under our $30,000 goal. It's like $1,200 under it. So yeah, that puts us in the ballpark, and then build it up a little bit off that, call it good. So that's what we're going to be doing with that. But so we've done all the backstop stuff. I gave you guys a little story, a little look into Ray's world, and now I'm gonna remove this. We're gonna redo. I'm still small because I'm putting something else up here. Okay, I got you. I'm coming back. Stop that screen. Add another one. Share screen. Application window. And then we're going back over, and we can take a look for one last time and see where we're at with well, potentially. I mean, you know what? I'm not going to speak death on my day tomorrow because technically speaking, I do want a new vehicle. So like that's just what it is. But also I would like to do it on my terms, but you know what they say, the best laid plans, and here we are. So I feel like I'm missing a buy in here. Let's take a look at the holdings. Oh, there's the 10 Hui. Nope, we're there. Okay. So, total profit, we're up 22.6%, which is awesome. We're looking at the next 12 months being around 4,000 at where we're at now, which this is saying that we'll make it there in 3 years, which is cool. In my experience, well, actually, I can't even say in my experience because, like, prior to, we've been 100% focused on the income portfolio. So it's not hard to double your income over there. This is a little slower growing because it's just extra income and a little stipend from work, which if we take the loan off this, we're going to have an extra stipend that's going to come back. Honestly, I'll probably make it match the car payment. I might do that. That could be interesting. We do it and have it match the car payment, and then as we build this up, once we get to some certain metrics, we can start chunking out that car payment over here because it's only going to be a few $1,000s. But it's $362.04 monthly. I think it's probably going to average. It's going to be around between $350 and $400 monthly right now. So far, dividends that we've received total $623.43. That's pretty awesome. Let's take a look at the holdings, see what we got going on over there. So we got Hui, which total profit is 4.3%. And then we've also got we're at 4.3% there. LFGY, we're sitting at 17.7% total profit. Pretty awesome. MSII, we are at 19.05% total profit. Really cool. QDTE, we're at 20.91% total profit. Ulti, we are at 4.74% total profit, which this is a new position that we literally have been just DCAing. That's awesome as well. So I'm excited about it. I'm also kind of a little bit excited about the potential of, maybe we show up with a new car. Like, I don't know. That'd be kind of interesting because it'll be my first vehicle that I bought with stocks, which actually with any other asset, because every other vehicle I bought has, the last two have literally been I need to get a new vehicle, and I'm going to just Uber to make up the difference because I've always had to just work harder to get things, which, that's the way it works. But this is going to be the first thing that my brain bought, which is going to be kind of awesome. Like I'm kind of, I mean, at that rate, I might end up with 2 cars because I'm probably going to keep it for as long as I can. Um, all things given, like it's gonna be like a vehicle that gets like 300,000 miles because I'll be like, yo, this is the first car that I bought with stock and dividends. Because I mean, if we're rolling into August, like if I get if I just bounce that on in there, also we do that. So no, this could be interesting. Like that got me reevaluate. I'm gonna have to do some scrambling to see what other avenues I can fundraise from because like if I can just get the money and go buy a car, like that'd be kind of cool too. So we'll take a look, see what we can do. Till next week, people, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to hit that like. Do not forget to subscribe if you're feeling what we're going through here. I'm sharing personal life events, road trauma, and just for the record, I continued driving to work all this week. I didn't even have like a breakdown about it or nothing. I went to work, I was mad for 20 minutes, and then I cleaned the glass up, went about my day, went about the week. I got mad again the other day when it started raining at random when it wasn't in the forecast, because that's what we're doing now. Because I live in the city that I live in, apparently the weather forecast doesn't mean anything anymore. And, pivoted, fixed it, didn't get water all up in my car. And yeah, went and bought a tarp after work, put it on there last night. Rained all day, all evening, really hard. And, my car was dry this morning. Had to wait to go to work late because it was still raining. And then as soon as the rain broke, drove to work, got sprinkled on, found out that if you go 90, the rain doesn't go in the sunroof, which is cool. Like, hey man, physics, I'm here for it. But we're trucking on through. We're going solutions based, and I've come to find out that this in between where I want to be and where I'm at and where I was space, I have to have the utmost gratitude, because this would have been something that would have sent me down a doom loop back in the day. Because I remember when I would freak out if I got a flat tire, because I'm like, how am I going to replace a tire? Now we're replacing whole cars. Awesome. This is a much better problem to have, a much better space to be in, and I'm here for it. I as inconvenienced and annoyed as I've been, I'm so grateful that I've been putting in the work personally to be in a position where I can go, like this sucks for a few days, but it's a few days. And then I'm able to come up with a solution that I can actually execute without having to ask anybody for anything. Like, you can't beat that. You can't beat just being able to go fix something, especially something expensive. So, anyways, Wolfpack, share the episode. We got real personal today. You guys got to let me know down in the comments what you're thinking. Like, are you working towards, or are you at the space where something like this isn't going to completely knock you off your square? Like, you're going to be able to work through it. You're going to be inconvenienced. That doesn't mean that you like that I like having to do this. I'm having to do something ahead of the schedule that I had planned for myself. I don't like being pushed into a position, but I'm capable of dealing with it. I am financially sound enough to do that. I can still pay the mortgage. I can still pay the utilities. I can still keep the lights on. I'm still going to be eating tomorrow. I'm getting ready to eat after I record this. I'm eating tonight. That's what I want for this community. I want to have people that are financially astute, financially stout enough to be able to take the waves that are coming towards us, because it's not always just going to be a car. It's going to be something else at some point. And the ability to remain sovereign, to be able to go, oh, well, the market dipped. I guess I got to go get a job at Walmart. I don't want that for us. That's not where we're going. That's not our trajectory. We're going to do better because we're going to make different decisions than those people who aren't going to be doing what we're doing. Because this road ain't for everybody. It's for us. I'm going to leave it at that. It's your boy, Reckless Ray Dinero. This has been another episode of the Robinhood Portfolio Update. And I'll see you guys next Friday. Don't fumble those bags. We fortify them only. Peace.
Money on my mind. Yeah. Focus, got no time for games. Nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.